parrying in specific. We'll talk about how that relates to the old combat meta and how you should be utilizing it to your advantage. So let's start off with the most significant change in this update, kicking. So as many of you know, I have a really distinct hatred of Shattered Shadows for the fact that they only block. But however, Shadows is now bad because we have this fun thing, kicking. Oh, they also have a little animation. So NJ is so kind to demonstrate. So when you kick, the block is broken and you're not able to either swing or yeah. Okay. Well, somebody left, doesn't really matter. But you're not able to swing or clash, meaning you have a very easy kill. However, if they're not blocking during your kick, that means they're going to be able to swing and parry you. So unless you're doing it in combination with a swing, I would recommend avoiding this unless we'll get into the unless later, like NJ showed. Okay. Next thing up is going to be dashing. Hi, Dar. Nice outfit. So next thing, dashing. This goes well with kicking because you're able to dash and then kick for a lot of mobility. You're going to cover a lot of distance really quickly. It's kind of you guys don't need to demonstrate. I'm just showing. So it's a really good mobility boost. It doesn't completely replace running around because they've significantly reduced the sheaving delay. However, it will occasionally get you killed. Yeah. Okay, NJ, that's fine. I thought moving was kind of like self-explanatory, however, you need to make the point occasionally. So, dashing, very useful, however, it doesn't replace running around. Running gives you about the same mobility, however, considerably longer. Ooh. So, in a duel, dashing will be used... Okay, Arcama, can you come up since you're already running around? So in a duel, dashing is going to be good for just like immediately getting behind your enemy or sidestepping them and just making it hard to follow you. Again, you should be using it with kicking. In addition, okay, one final thing for dashing, you cannot dash while you're blocking, neither can you kick. And obviously can't swing, so you should not be holding block anymore. They've significantly made that less viable. It's a lot easier to kill you if you're just holding block, and if your opponent knows you're only going to be blocking, significantly easier to kill you. And the final thing that the patch brought up, besides the new hitboxes, which in my opinion have been very good to me, even though they're still a little bit unreliable, but you can't really fix that. The final thing is perfect parrying. Now, can anybody come up and explain perfect parrying? I don't know how to do it myself. It occasionally happens. All right. So NJ, just take it away. I'd like to hear what you say first. Just explain how to get a perfect parry. Yeah, just get to the point. I asked, how do you achieve a perfect parry? Not quite. That's not exactly what a perfect parry is. NJ, I'd like for you to step down for a moment. Alright. Let me just have our Arcama demonstrate. So come up to me really quickly and swing. Like that. You should hear... Okay. You should hear a high cling. And the difference between a parry and a perfect parry is that a parry... Okay, it's fine. It's one over here. Okay, you guys can come back now. The difference between a parry and a perfect parry... yeah, animations were changed last night. It's fine. Is that a parry will give you significantly less a stun, but it is a lot easier to do. So I would recommend going for perfect parries wherever possible. It's just... Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but to get a perfect parry, you need to just like be very quick for your blocks. It should be within the first second of when you block. Did I get pinged? I did not get pinged. I'll check the audit log really quickly. I don't see anything. Well, check your. Yeah, somebody probably joined voice call. It's fine. So where was I? Parrying is still the new meta. It's easy to just. It's easy to get perfect parries. So perfect parries are still going to be the easiest way to kill people in combat. I would still recommend blocking often, even if you can't. Even if you can get kicked. So let's move on. What is the new meta? The new meta, as I said, block holders like Shatter Shadows, they are seething. They are crying in their chairs because they know they need to get good now. They can't just hold block and wait ages. Right. So aggressiveness is extremely rewarding now. You can easily get kills if you're playing aggressively. If you can get behind them and they're making mistakes often, you're going to get easy kills on public. I got like 400 in the last few days because I can just play aggressively now. Nobody can stop me. And okay, quick side note, don't go on public servers. They are horrible. If you want a duel, I'd recommend going on the Takeda private server, ask a few clanmates. If anybody ever wants to duel me, I'll be available. Most of the day. Let me see, I did get pinged. Okay. Alright, well, he apologized, so that's fine. So, where was I? I'm not quite sure. Let me just check my notes. Okay, so aggressiveness is rewarding. You're going to get a lot of kills. However, passive play is still possible. You are able to dash backwards. And let me just check. Yep, you can kick backwards. So you still have as much mobility backwards as you do forwards. If you're playing passively, I'd recommend getting cut off or making sure that you don't go right into them. So yeah, you can also go left and right. That's just a side note. Okay. No, we'll do demonstrations later. Please don't kill people in the audience. NJ, you can go back. So, if somebody's playing passive, you can either get a cutoff on them, or alternatively, you can back off and try and bait them into engagement. Either is completely possible, but overall combat is going to be a lot quicker now. We're not going to have 10-minute stare-offs in tournaments. And Jake had attested that we all got bored really quickly, and that Takeda was the only one who actually played aggressively, because I knew this would eventually happen, and block holding is not viable in the long term. So, one final note. As I said, parrying is still super important. You need to be doing it as much as possible. However, in the initial engagement, like I'm going to talk about in a second, don't parry. So, as I just mentioned, we're going to be talking about the initial contact. So let's have NJ come up since he's always been wanting to demonstrate. You won't swing, don't block, just let me demonstrate. So in your initial engagement, when you're about this distance, maybe a little bit behind just in case they dash, what you want to do is you want to dash, kick, and then swing. And dash more often will either lead to a clash or one of you winning or losing. More often you if you get the hang of it. After that initial engagement, you have three choices. One, you can block, you can parry. Two, you can swing again and try and get for clash. Or three, you can disengage and re-engage afterwards. The third one is the most risky. As I've already taught you guys in the past, let me just reiterate. If you're swinging while moving backwards, you will die. On your screen, you won't be able to hit them, but on their screen, they will be able to hit you. And with dashing, that's going to be even more likely now. If you're backing up, just intermittently block and dash backwards if you need to disengage. So that's going to be your formula for your initial clashes. It's ultimately up to you how you play. If you're going to be more defensive, block more, but be careful of the parrying delay. It is significant, so just be mindful of that. Don't try and bait your opponents into attacking by just spam right clicking. Let me tell you guys something important. Luck is still important. You will get unlucky occasionally. You will die by accident. There's nothing you can do about that. You just need to prep for it the best you can. Plan for what your opponent could do rather than what they will do. You're not often they're not going to dash, they're not going to kick, and your swings are going to be bad. That's just a possibility. But if it is significantly easier to get good in this game now. I believe that's all the points I wanted to cover.